Hey guys, happy Monday. How is everyone today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to the weekend actually because I am leaving town and I'm going to go see my grandparents in Arizona and warm up, and it's going to be marvelous. But it's plenty warm here in Utah. We're going to be in the upper to mid 50s pretty much for the rest of the week. So hooray for random weather / climate change / I don't know what you want to call it. So, good week for me. I did a little bit of stitching. It was a little bit of schizophrenic stitching because I did some of this and some of that and some of the other thing. And I really just kind of wandered from one project to another without dedicating any time to any one thing. So, you know, everybody has those weeks, right? Right. So let's take a look at our progress report. First off, I remembered to bring Santa's Village home from the office, so you guys can see what I've been working on. I'm working on Santa's Sleighworks right down here. I finished up the roof. I put in the, the bit of the building that you see there, all the windows, all that lovely, lovely stuff. As I explained before, I decided I wanted to know where the end of my design was going to come, somewhere, I don't know, in there, somewhere, who knows. So I could cut the rest of my fabric off. Look, all that extra flat fabric. Yeah, so I could, you know, trim up my fabric and it wouldn't be so gosh darn long and heavy and awkward to work with. So that's why I am working on that house and not the next house in line to be worked on. But it's going slowly. I'm always surprised at how slow these silly little houses take to stitch up. And I keep telling myself, when I'm done with this one, I am not stitching any more houses. I'm just done with the houses. But that'll probably last maybe 2 or 3 weeks, right? At the most, maybe. Coconut Dr. Pepper. Okay, so there's that. And then the next project I worked on a little bit was the First Violets kit from RTO out of Russia. Let's tuck that back in there. I didn't get a lot of time on this. Just a teeny tiny amount. Let's move this around so you guys can kind of see it. Straighten, organize. Okay. I'm just using the kit fabric and the kit flosses. They're not too bad. So what I stitched in this week was just this the darkest sort of purple blue. It's a blended thread there along that one edge. That's all I did. Not a lot, but you know, every stitch counts, right? Every stitch gets you closer to where you're going. So there is that one. Put that in the thing. Can you guys believe it that February is coming up right here? And remember, I talked about all the wonderful plans that we were going to have Panzuary and start all the wonderful pansy things. I'm probably going to start 0 of the things. 0 pansy things. None of them. The other day it was oh, what do we call it? Crafty Stitchy Night with 2 of my best friends from high school. We get together and work on our crafts or whatever we have going on. And so I took with me Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful, which was the last of the, what'd you call it? Theater projects. And so I finished up Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful. I even remembered to autograph it. So there you have it. It is stitched on a 28 count Sprite from Picture This Plus. So that was the third of my finishes from, well, the third of my, come on brain, the third of my projects from the theater. And so just as a reminder, here's the first one that I finished, Do Small Things with Great Love. And then that was the first one, and then the second one of the theater projects was Be Silly, Be Honest, Be Kind. So those 3 projects were really just about perfect. Easy to work with, easy to keep track of. So nice. I think trying to decide what I want to do with them, and I think I might just take, you know, the straight push pins that you use in sewing and pound them into the wall of the guest bath. Nobody uses it. It never gets showered. I have to remember to go in there and flush the toilet once a week because I don't even use that bathroom. So I think they'll be safe to just be pinned on the wall for now. They're so small, I don't even know how to frame them or what to frame them as, or, you know, me and finishing, it doesn't happen, you guys. It doesn't happen at all. So those are my cross-stitchy projects and stuff. I don't know what to call this, the next segment, since I'm learning how to knit. Maybe we'll call it yarn. Anyway, so my first little test knit thingy I was playing with, I was stitching, I have learned that I was stitching English style, which is the throw style, where you use your right hand to throw the your loops around whichever needle is up or back. Yes, up. Whether you're knitting or purling or whatever. So here is my little test swatch there. I learned how to cast off. I had it all cast off, but I hadn't really tied it off because I thought, well, I want to maybe pull this out sometime later. So I just had sort of looped it, and then the cat found the yarn and was playing with the yarn, and it started to unravel, so I just sort of threw it through there in an improper cast off there at the very end. And I'm a little confused because my stitching grew from where I cast on to where I ended up where I kind of ran out of yarn. And it was all curly, and since this is just a test acrylic yarn that was left over from a crochet project 100 years ago, like in the year 2000, I had a little bit of yarn left over. So it was all curly and curled up, and so I hit it with an iron, and now it's flat. So I'm thinking that probably ironing and acrylic yarn, probably a no-no. Probably not something I should be doing. So anyway, I was talking to my mom, and Mom said that probably what the best thing to do would be to learn how to knit in the continental style, which is, let's see, English style, you hold the yarn in your right hand. Continental style, you hold the yarn in your left hand. Continental is a little bit speedier, she says, and she would like to knit continental, but she's so used to knitting English that she doesn't have the patience to actually take the time to learn it, so she can be faster, but whatever. So I'm learning how to knit continental now. So here is, with some more acrylic random yarn, I've got, I put on 50 stitches, and I've just been going back and forth with the knit stitch. Here, I'm doing okay. Yeah, it looks all right, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of big and stretchy, and like I say, I don't know. So the cat has now learned what yarn is, and she likes to play with it, or attempt to play with it, when I'm attempting to learn how to do what I'm trying to do. So let's see, what else? Me and shopping happened again. Oh, I will say, when I went over to my best friend's house for Crafty Stitchy Night, my other friend, she brought down the Christmas presents for us all. And so she brought down, I got this beautiful ceramic, handmade ceramic, hand-thrown soup tureen, little soup bowl. It's so cute. But it's perfectly cute for like some of the mini skeins that I ordered out of a mystery bag. It was, you know, purple mystery bag. How many was it? 8 100-yard mini skeins. And so I said, yeah, sure, I want a sample of all colors. So we have a soup tureen full of mini skeins. And they all fell out. But anyway, so here's just, you know, colors, beautiful purples. Some more beautiful purples. Put them all back in the soup tureen. So the soup tureen has been acting as my, like a yarn bowl. Not that you really need a yarn bowl, but anyway, here's the rest of the purple mini skeins. This one's one of my favorites. And this one's one of my favorites. Love that. So maybe I'll come across, you know, a project and I can just put these in as an accent or a something or another. But of course, you can't order one thing, you have to order 18. So I picked up, this color is a really hot pink. It's called Hot to Trot. It is a Miss Babs. Woodbury is the yarn. It's wool and silk. 400 yards. Really gorgeous. Did I explain last week while I'm picking up pinks? Because Mom has 0 pinks in her stash, so, and I wanted like a pink accent to go, you know. Because I wear a lot of purple, so I need some other color accents. And then I picked up this gorgeous skein of purple. It's called Impatience. Lovely mottled Woodbury. It's a fingering. I can't wait. It's so soft. I want to get after it. I want to start doing something with that. And so to that end, Mom showed me on Ravelry how to look around for like some free patterns and open the pattern and read the pattern and try to figure out if it's a good pattern or not. So kind of been working on that. In addition, Mom lent me her book 400 Knitting Stitches. So this is my pre-sleep, oh goodness. You know, before you go to bed, you're sitting in bed, you're reading a little something something. So this is my pre-bit sleep read. So interesting stuff. So far, I'm working my way through the so my sample wherever I put it. I think I'm going to do 2 more rows of just straight up knits. Then I'm going to do a handful of rows of straight up purls so I can learn how to continental purl with the yarn on my left hand, and then I'm going to start playing with this book and maybe doing a couple of rows of, you know, like a 1-1 rib, 2-2 rib, some other stuff. The moss stitch looks really fun and interesting, so maybe I'll do that. There's diagonal checks, there's all sorts of wonderful, just fun stuff. So all I really wanted to do was make a scarf from you guys. I wanted to make a scarf. Instead, I'm learning all sorts of additional stuff when all I really wanted to do was make a scarf. Right? Right. Okay, let us move on to the next awesome section. Of course it's an awesome section. It's my section. Therefore it's awesome. Let's give our shout outs to the Floobies. Alright, the first lady that I met was the Mac Mom Stitches. She has a corgi. Love those dogs. She gives a nice introduction to herself and her family. She is a knitter, so she is making the transition into cross stitch. She has completed a lovely Brenda Gervais piece, and she shows off more of her whips, and I have no idea. Oh, whips and finishes, more whips and finishes shown in my notes. So go give her a check. GWiz65 is a scrapbooker who has crossed over into cross stitch. She says she used to stitch like 10-15 years ago and is slowly returning to the hobby, and so she just started out. She shows a good portion of her stash, which is all the wonderful stuff from like the 1980s that she still had after she had cleaned out a bunch of her stuff. She kept some stuff, and therefore that's what she shows us. Next, I met Kinder from Kinder Ramblings. She did tell me her real name, but did I write it down? Nah, that would have been too smart. Anyway, she's a kindergarten teacher, which is where the Kinder in Kinder Ramblings comes from. She shares some of her finishes, purchases, patterns. She's working on a Cottage Needleworks, you know, the Priscilla and Chelsea one that's the big old stitch along that I can't remember the name of, with the trees and the house and the wintry stuff. She's working on that and it's looking really, really good. So check her out. Amy Loves Toads was whom I met next. She starts us out with the Know Your Needleworker tag. She gets off-screen help from her daughter, and they rescue chihuahuas. She has several beautiful finishes that she shows. And one of which is one of her finishes that she shows is And a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor. Plus she has some other fun whips on the go. She's looking really good. All right, next up I met Rachel Owen. She started out her stitching career by doing miniatures for dollhouses and has just recently ventured into regular size stuff. She shares several of her kits that she has picked up, and she's one of the Brits, so all my British viewers, go adopt her. Make her feel welcome. Tell her that she's not the only one cross-stitching in Britain. The next we met Therese Warner. She shares her stitching story. She loves stitching on heights. She has recently, she said, switched from extreme cross-country to cross-country by column. And she gives us the Know Your Needleworker tag. And the last stitcher that I met is Lainey Kennedy. She starts us off with the Know Your Needleworker tag. Shows off the whips she'd like to finish in 2018. She is a Disney fan, so you know she's got several cute and fun projects on the go. So those 7 people, go give them a check out. Subscribe to the ones that you love. Give them hugs, give them applause, just, you know, give them the encouragement that we all need to keep on going in our favorite hobby. Have you guys heard Princess? She's back here playing in some tissue paper. Oh, you knocked it off onto the floor. That's what's going on. That silly cat. Okay, so that is everything there. Let's see, I told you that I'm leaving town, so there probably will not be a video next Monday. We'll see. I'm taking the computer. I'll probably take the camera and everything. It's just unlikely that I will get, you know, space where I can just, you know, talk to the camera, show the things, do whatever, you know, because Mom and Grandma and aunts and uncles, of course, they'll be all like, yo, what are you doing in there? I'm like, Flosstube. So that's that. This week, I don't know what I'm going to accomplish as far as cross-stitching goes. I plan on taking the Nativity with me to Arizona, starting back up on that project, so that should get some love in the week that you don't see me. Let's see, I have returned to WoW. I just warmed up my cow the other day, warmed the battle cow up, did a couple of things. I need to get her armor eye level up to be competitive again. The current eye level is about 930, mine is 914, but that's just because I have a trinket that is an 865, which is still better than all the 825 trinkets that I have gotten off of the bosses. And all you guys who don't play WoW, you have no idea what I just said, and I'm really, really sorry. My other game that has just been eating up all my wonderful time is Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. And for those of you who are still playing, and I know there's a couple of you because I see you online all the time. Well, not online all the time, but I see you in my friends list and I see that you've been active. Starting in February, there is a new gardening event coming out that is quite similar to the Rover gardening event, you know, catch the butterfly things. This time we're catching bats. The catch rate on the bats is marginally better than the catch rate on the butterflies, but the secret to the gardening events is sharing your bats and or butterflies. So share those suckers with all your friends. Leave about 5 flowers growing in your garden so people can stop by and drop off bats when they come by. The theme is going to be Gothic roses, so there's a lot of Gothic-y themed clothes and stuff. There's a whole Animal Crossing Pocket Camp subreddit that I've read, got all this information on. The achievements are earned by what you catch and not what you keep. So don't be afraid to share those butterflies left, right, and upside down. So I'm probably not going to finish this one because I will be on the road for 2 days during the time this one is open. So that's going to be kind of sad. But I'll do my best I can. I'll share as many butterflies with you guys as I can. If I see you stop by, I'll share them. I'll try to get them back out to you. So that should be the secret to getting all the rewards for the next Animal Crossing Pocket Camp gardening event. I did tell you it was themed Gothic, didn't I? Yep, I sure did. Wearing my mom's hitchhiker. I showed that to you this time. And then wearing my Jimmy Flosstube fan club shirt. Jimmy went with me almost every night to the theater. The black shirts that I bought were I bought in the women's department, and they were shorter than this shirt, which is a men's department size shirt. And so every night I would be, you know, bending over, straightening up, just moving all over the place. And it always felt like my shirt was climbing up my back and my pants were falling down. I didn't like that. So Jimmy went to the theater almost every night and helped me out by covering up my back as my pants were still trying to fall off, because that's, you know, when you lose a couple of pounds and your pants are already a little bit big to start with, things happen. What can I say? Anyway, so Jimmy has seen some stuff. Is that everything? That is everything. Yeah, just puttering along. I'm gonna go throw some stuff into the oven, see what I can cook up. I need to drag the suitcase out so I can pack. My best friend's kid is gonna be over here watching the cat, so the cat's not gonna be too lonely. There will be somebody here. Don't bother to burgle the house, because there will be somebody here. And I'm taking all the electronics with me anyway, so what's the point? Yep. I hope you guys have a great week. Thanks to everybody who has subscribed, liked, and commented on my videos. I'm going to take some time and get back to some of you who I haven't gotten back to quite yet. Hello to all my new subscribers. Welcome to the madness. I hope you find something you enjoy, at least some of the times. Yeah, I hope you guys get to stitch everything you need to stitch in this upcoming week. Have plenty of time to relax and just chill and do your thing. I hope that frog stays far away from you. Hugs and stitches, everybody. Bye.